Hey guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you how I solve the Pyraminx. I use the intermediate layer by layer method. Some people also call it the layer first or the corners method. So let's do it. Alright, so first I'm going to talk you through the method and sort of explain how it all works, and then I'm going to flip to the other angle and I'm going to walk you through a solve and show you all the different algorithms. So first, let's scramble over our Pyraminx. So the notation for Pyraminx is pretty simple if you understand 3x3 notation. You have your R's, you have your L's, U, and then B. And if you see any small letters, that would be for these little corners or tips up here. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to look for 3 different centers that are the same color and get them all on one side, because there's only one side that can have 3 centers the same color for each color. So I'll look for 2 centers that are the same color that are next to each other. So I see these 2 blues here, but there is no blue on this tip, so this can't be the blue side. So I'm going to keep looking. I see yellows, but the yellow side is going to be back here because these 3 all have yellow, as you can see. So it looks like I'm not going to have any good cases here, so I'm just going to look for one side. So I know that this is going to be the red side here, because I see I have red here, here, and here. So all these 3 have red. So I'm just going to put all the reds on this side like that. So there's my red centers, and this is my red layer. So I'm going to put that on the bottom. And then I'm going to insert these 3 edges that have red on them. And that's a lot like F2L. So I'm just going to insert those using basic F2L insertions or corner insertions if you know beginner's method for 3x3. And there we go. That'll finish the red layer. And then I'll just keep that on the bottom. And then as I'm fixing, I'm going to fix these 3 corners down here on the red layer. I'm going to leave this one alone for right now. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to be looking at these 3 edges up here to see which one of the 5 cases I have. So I'm going to be doing that, and I'm going to look, and I'm going to know what case I have, and I'm just going to turn it there. And I'm going to execute the algorithm. There's only 5. I'm going to do the AUF. I'm going to line it up and then just fix the corner and stop the timer. Alright, so now let's get into the Algs. Alright, so let's talk about the last layer. So there's really only 5 cases you can have. You can have a clockwise or a counterclockwise U-perm, and those are all going to look pretty much similar to this. You're going to have headlights on every single side. Or you're going to be able to solve all of the centers, and then these things will just need a rotation to be solved. As you can see right now, I need to go counterclockwise because the greens are here and they need to be over here. So this is just a counterclockwise cycle. And then also you can have a clockwise cycle, and that looks pretty much the same. And then the third case is a flip. You can have 2 flipped pieces like this. So if you have 2 flipped pieces, that's also a pretty simple alg. So you would just execute that alg and then would flip these 2 pieces, and this back piece would always be solved. And then the last 2 cases are combinations of those. So you can have a flip and a counterclockwise cycle, or you can have a flip and a clockwise cycle, which is this case. So what you're going to do is, just like for the flip, you're going to find the one solved edge and you're going to line that one up. So I have it lined up right here. I have the blue and the green I have lined up with the rest of the Pyraminx, with this bottom layer that we already finished. So that's lined up right there, and you're going to put that on the back, on the B tip. And then you're just going to execute the alg. And you're going to know which way to go because you're going to look at these centers. I'm going to know that this blue, it needs to come up over here. So let's talk about algs. So for the cycles, the first one is the clockwise corner cycle. This is actually, no, that's the wrong case. Sorry. Alright, so this is the clockwise corner cycle. Because you can see that these pieces need to go here, these need to go here, and these need to go over here. So it all just needs to go clockwise. So to do the clockwise corner cycle, on your right hand, you're going to alternate R prime, R, R prime, R. And with your left hand, you're just going to keep doing U prime, U prime, U prime. And you're just going to alternate right hand, left hand. So you're going to do R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R. And you're going to stop when this first layer is finished, because at that point, the Pyraminx is going to be finished. Sometimes you may be like this. If you started weird, you may be lined up like that. So then you just do your AUF and you fix this last tip, and that's that. So the other one is right here. We have a counterclockwise cycle. So for that, you're gonna sort of do that in reverse. So instead of starting with R prime, you're gonna start with R. You're gonna do R and then R prime. And on your right hand, or on your left hand, instead of doing U prime, you're gonna do U, U, U. So you're gonna do R, U, R prime, U, R, U, R prime. And there you go. So that's that. So now the flip. This is really easy if you know the jackhammer alg for 3x3, which looks like this. There's R prime F, R, F prime. So that's that. So if you know that, it's really the same thing. You do R prime, L, R, L prime, and then you're going to have this piece floating up here, this edge piece that belongs down here. So you're just going to insert that by moving it to the back. Make sure you move it to the back. If you move it over here, it's not going to work right, because you're going to mess up this solved piece right there, the one solved piece. Because in a flip, you can recognize it by you're going to have one piece that's solved in relation to the rest of the Pyraminx and in relation to the two centers. So you're going to make sure you preserve that by turning on to the left. You're going to put this piece you need to insert right here on the back. And then you're just going to bring up the slot right there. And then you're just going to do a U prime and an L. And that will flip the two pieces. So R prime L, R L prime, U, L prime, U prime, L. And there's your flip. So if you want to do this two look, if you want to do these next two algs, you only want to learn two algs. Because if you just learn one cycle, you can just do it twice. And you can just learn the one flip. And that way, so this case right here, which is a cycle, this is a cycle and a flip. This is a clockwise cycle. This piece needs to go up here. This needs to go here. Or no, sorry. This needs to go here. Yeah. This needs to go here, 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 and here. It needs to go all clockwise. And also, these two pieces need to be flipped over because you can't line these up right. This piece needs to flip, as you can see. And so does this one. So if you want, you can just do this two looks. So you can do the flip, and then you can do the cycle. And that will finish it. Or you can just learn these two algs. So what you're going to do to recognize these is you're going to look for your solved piece, you're going to line it up, right there, and you're going to put that on the back. And then these algs sort of correspond to the direction you want to go. Right here, I want to go from here to here, and that's counterclockwise. So I'm going to start with an R prime and then a U prime, because that's all sort of moving in this general direction to the left. So I'm going to do an R prime, U prime, and then an L prime, and then I'm just going to turn this. I'm going to do U, and then I'm going to do an L to fix these back here, and then I can see that the rest of this bottom layer is right over here. So I'm going to put that back with an R, and that's going to finish that off. So the alg again is R prime, U prime, L prime, U, L, R. And so the other alg is very similar. It starts, but it's sort of, since it's going clockwise, since we're going from the back here to the right, it's all clockwise. It starts off with an L and then a U. It's all sort of moving to the right. These algs are sort of mirrors of each other. So you're going to do L, U, R, and then U prime, R prime to fix this back here, and then an L prime. And then you just do your AUF and you're done. So that's all the last layer algs. So now I'm just going to walk you guys through a solve real fast. Okay, so let's look around and find our first centers. So you're going to look first and you're going to see if you see any edges that are correct attached to centers. So right here I see this blue and green edge is already in the right spot. So I'm going to try and preserve this. So I'm going to look around for where the blue side is going to be, and I'm going to see that blue is here, here, and here. So this is going to be blue. These three are all going to be blue. So if I was to put this one in first, then when I line up this centerpiece, it's going to mess this up, and I want to preserve this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one in first and then turn it. And actually we got lucky and this edge came with us too, which is great. So now we only have one edge left. You always want to try and do things like that. So as you're doing your centers, you have as much of this first layer done as possible. It's sort of like X-cross for 3x3 if you guys know what that is, but it's a lot easier. You don't have to worry about, on a 3x3 you don't have to worry about the edge pieces, really just doing these sort of corners. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna insert it here with a simple L prime UL insertion. A lot of insertions also happen on the right. And then now I'm gonna look at the case as I'm lining up these three tips. So I'm gonna turn the blues all down, and I already see that this piece right here is matching these two centers. So I know that this is gonna be a flip, because it's the only one with a solved piece next to the centers with other things that aren't matching. Alright, so I'm just going to turn that to the back. I'm going to line that up and I'm going to put that on the back. I'm just going to do my flip. R prime L, R L prime, U L prime, U prime L. And there we go. And now all I have to do is do this last tip, and that's it. Alright, so now you guys know how to use the intermediate or beginner layer by layer method depending on how many algs you want to learn. It's really not hard. You can start off by just doing 2 look, and then as you learn more algs you can just use them when you know them. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any comments, suggestions, anything like that, feel free to let me know. And if you guys want to see videos about anything, if you want another Pyraminx tutorial about a different method, or tutorials for really any of these puzzles, feel free to let me know in the moderator module. So thanks for watching.